Hello, my name is Matthew Steinke and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, I review movies because that's what I do best, and today we are continuing my 12 Days of Christmas film review series with our third film. Let's take a look and see what it is. Number 3. Hey, Elf! Alright, let's take a look at the 2003 film Elf. Elf was directed by Jon Favreau and stars Will Ferrell, Zooey Deschanel, James Caan, and Bob Newhart. The plot revolves around Buddy the Elf, who travels to New York City from the North Pole to reconcile and meet with his real father. Alright, let's get into the positives on this film. The acting in this film is really delightful. It's a sheer delight to watch the acting in this film. Will Ferrell brings his A game to this movie. From up to that point, we had already seen him on SNL, and we knew that he was... Well, I didn't know. I wasn't alive back then. But up to that point, it was known that he was a really, really delightfully funny person. And he brings that sense of manic energy into this film, and he delivers some of the biggest laughs in this film. Most of the biggest laughs. He is so unabashedly funny in this film that it's wonderful. Will Ferrell is really remarkable in this film. I think he does a wonderful job. He delivers the sense of heart that the film has, and he does a fantastic job on the tone in this film and building up what the tone of the film actually means through his performance. He's really fantastic as Buddy the Elf in this film. The rest of the cast is wonderful in their separate roles. James Caan gives a great straight man performance to Will Ferrell's kind of loose kind of comedy, the silliness. James Caan does the whole straight man routine, and he does a really good job with that. You know, playing off of the silliness that Will Ferrell brings to the character, James Caan does some good reactions, and he even gets some good one-liners in there, and he does a good job. Bob Newhart, you know, he's really heartfelt in this film too. He's fun to watch. He has some great delivery. He says some really funny things. Bob Newhart's good. Zooey Deschanel also does a good job. I'm not familiar with much of her other work in the line of film, but she does a wonderful job in this film. She really brings that extra sense of heart to the film that that juxtapose what Bob Newhart and Will Ferrell brought in with their characters. The direction from Favreau is well done too. I believe I think it's some of his best work. I know he did Swingers in '98. I don't know if he directed that or not. I think he did. But he also does a good job acting in that film. And in this film, he brings his A game as well. Favreau does a really good job showing us what we need to see for the story to work. He has his own vision for the story. You can see it in his sense of style, and he does it really well. His genre and blend of comedy really works well around this script and in this universe that they created. And it's a really well done directing job from Favreau. He does things to homage the old Rankin Bass productions. They were the company that did the stop-motion Christmas specials, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, stuff like that. He does a good job with homage to that, but he also crafts his own timeless Christmas tale, and he does a really good job with the direction in this film. Favreau is really good. It's also, like I said, a hilarious film, and while that is due to the acting from Ferrell and the other cast members, it's also due to Favreau, so we should give him credit for that. The script, while it falters in some parts, is mostly well done. The dialogue is well written, and the pacing is structured very nicely. Well, it falters in some parts, but for the most part it's structured very nicely. Cinematography is quite enjoyable to watch. Nothing spectacular, but certainly not ghastly in any way possible. You know, it's pleasing to the eye in some parts. Alright, let's get into the negatives on this film. Like I said, some scenes in the film linger a little bit too long, in my opinion. That falls into the pacing category and the script category as well. While these scenes are entertaining, they overstay their welcome sometimes. And while there are no dull moments in this film whatsoever, the pacing can be kind of aloof sometimes. It just kind of depends what the certain scene is and what is in that scene, what the scene entails. And sometimes the comedy can kind of stretch itself out a bit too much, where in the beginning you're laughing and then by the end it's just kind of a chuckle. And like I said, it has to do with pacing, has to do with the script a little bit, and so the script and the pacing falter just a teensy-weensy bit, just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Let's get into the conclusion on Elf. This is another personal favorite of mine. Elf is a film I remember watching when I was much younger, and it's a film I really, really enjoy. It's endured this long because of its heart and its brilliant comedy from Will Ferrell, the rest of the cast, and Jon Favreau. Sorry. Some find it grating at times, but for me, it's a Christmas classic that I hope lasts for ages. Its lines are fun to quote, and its sense of Christmas cheer is one that we could all use. Elf is a film that isn't perfect. It's no Godfather Part 2, but in its own way, it's a classic. A film that touches the heart of any age, and one that succeeds in most all of its tasks. Elf is a cheerful film I've watched for many Christmases, and I know I'll continue to watch it for many, many more. Alright, I'm going to give Elf a 4.7 out of 5. That's right, we're getting a lot of 4s in this whole 12 Days of Christmas series of reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you can see, we have got plenty of more days left until the 12th, so that means more Christmas reviews are coming. If you want to subscribe, if you want to like, if you want to comment, that's great. I hope you guys are getting educated. You can do whatever you want with all that other stuff, but in the end, the real reward for me doing this channel is that you guys know more about film. That's what I care about in the end. Alright, like I've said, have a Merry Christmas and be nice to others. December is the one time that we should all be nice to each other. Well, we should for the rest of the year, but, you know, people aren't really inclined to do that. So if we're going to be nice for 1 month, let it be December, because no one wants to have a sucky Christmas. Alright? Merry Christmas to you all, and don't forget, watch movies. Alright, bye-bye.